Welcome back to my channel, friends. Today, I'm traveling to one of the most sacred Hindu pilgrimage sites, the Kedarnath Temple. My journey began in Delhi, where I took a train to Haridwar, a distance of about 5 hours. After spending an entire day exploring Haridwar, I continued the next morning by bus to Sonprayag. The 210 kilometers journey from Haridwar to Sonprayag is a spiritual and scenic adventure through the breathtaking Himalayan foothills, taking roughly 8 hours, depending on road conditions and traffic. The route offers stunning views of winding mountain roads and picturesque valleys. Along the way, small villages and roadside dhabas serve local food and tea, offering a glimpse into the vibrant Garhwali culture. The route also takes you through notable landmarks like Rishikesh, famously known as the yoga capital of India, Devprayag, where the Alaknanda and Bhagirathi rivers merge to form the sacred Ganga, and Rudraprayag, where the Mandakini and Alaknanda rivers meet in a stunning confluence. I got off the bus at Phata, which is located before Sonprayag, as I had booked a Pawan Hans helicopter ride through IRCTC from the Phata helipad. There are several hotels available near the helipad, with prices varying based on demand and the season. In the mountains, always expect the unexpected. I say this because this is my second attempt to visit the Kedarnath Temple. 2 years ago, I came here on a sunny day, ready to take a helicopter ride to the temple. However, the weather suddenly changed, and it began raining heavily. Due to the bad weather, the helicopter couldn't take off, and I had to return without visiting the temple. If you're planning to visit the Kedarnath Temple in the future, make sure to include a buffer day in your itinerary to account for any unforeseen situations. Another tip for booking a helicopter for your Kedarnath trip is to opt for morning slots, preferably before 12 p.m., as the weather is generally clearer during this time. In the afternoon, it often becomes cloudy, reducing the chances of helicopter flights. Finally, on my second attempt, I managed to board the helicopter and fly to Kedarnath Temple. However, I narrowly avoided missing the trip again, as flights were cancelled due to cloudy conditions and bad weather right after mine. In my case, I chose to book my slot for 3 p.m., as I had planned to stay overnight near the Kedarnath Temple. This was only possible with an afternoon slot. Those who book morning slots are required to return to the base on the same day, leaving no option for an overnight stay. The helicopter ride from Phata to Kedarnath typically costs around 2,400 rupees to 3,000 rupees per person one way, or 4,800 rupees to 6,000 rupees round trip, depending on the operator and season. The flight duration is approximately 8 to 10 minutes each way. It is advisable to book tickets in advance through authorized platforms like IRCTC or directly with helicopter service providers, as demand is high during the pilgrimage season. This service is provided by multiple helicopter operators. Keep in mind that while helicopter booking dates are usually announced in advance on websites, the specific time of booking is not mentioned. If you plan to book a helicopter ride yourself, stay alert throughout the day, as tickets tend to sell out quickly, often within an hour. Additionally, ensure that you've completed your Yatra registration for the planned dates, as this is mandatory for booking helicopter slots. Without it, the website won't allow you to proceed with the booking. Links for Yatra registration and IRCTC helicopter bookings are provided in the description. The Kedarnath Temple is one of the most revered Hindu temples, dedicated to Lord Shiva. It is located in the Garhwal Himalayan range near the Mandakini River in Uttarakhand, India, at an altitude of 11,755 feet. It is part of the Char Dham Yatra and one of the 12 Jyotirlingas in India, which are considered highly sacred. The temple is built from large, grey stone slabs, interlocked without any mortar. Its architecture reflects a blend of simplicity and strength, standing resilient in the harsh Himalayan conditions. According to legend, the temple was originally built by the Pandavas from the Mahabharata to atone for their sins after the Kurukshetra war. Lord Shiva, evading the Pandavas, took the form of a bull and dived into the ground at Kedarnath, leaving his hump behind. This hump is worshipped in the sanctum. Due to its high altitude, the temple is snowbound during winters and remains closed from November to April. During this time, the deity is moved to Uttarakhand for worship. The Bhimshila, or Bhim Rock, is a massive boulder near the Kedarnath Temple that gained prominence during the 2013 Uttarakhand floods. During the devastating floods, the Bhimshila was carried down by the force of the Mandakini River and stopped right behind the Kedarnath Temple. Miraculously, it acted as a natural barrier, diverting the massive flow of debris and water, thereby shielding the temple from severe damage. Many devotees regard the Bhimshila as a manifestation of divine power, attributing its timely presence to the blessings of Lord Shiva. It has since become a symbol of faith and protection. The name Bhimshila is often linked to Bhima, one of the Pandavas from the Mahabharata, known for his immense strength. Today, the Bhimshila is considered an important site near the Kedarnath Temple, reminding pilgrims of the resilience of faith and the divine grace that protected the sacred shrine during one of the worst natural disasters in the region's history. This incident restored people's devotion and faith in the Kedarnath Temple, which, in turn, led to a significant increase in the number of visitors to this pilgrimage site. Located about 1.5 kilometers uphill from the Kedarnath Temple, this temple is dedicated to Bhairav Baba, a fierce manifestation of Lord Shiva. It is believed that visiting this temple completes the pilgrimage to Kedarnath. The views of the surrounding mountains from here are breathtaking. After visiting Bhairav Baba temple, I came down back to Kedarnath temple to attend evening aarti. The evening aarti is typically performed at 7 p.m., though the exact time may vary depending on the season and weather conditions. The evening aarti is a closing ritual that marks the end of the day. It is a beautiful and serene way to honor Lord Shiva before the temple is closed for the night. Devotees gather in the temple courtyard to participate in the aarti, which is often accompanied by a light breeze and the stunning backdrop of the Himalayas. As the sun sets and the temple is illuminated by lamps, the evening aarti creates a tranquil and spiritual atmosphere, with devotees offering flowers, incense, and oil lamps. The aarti at Kedarnath is not only a ritual but also a deeply emotional and spiritual experience, allowing devotees to connect with the divine energy of Lord Shiva amidst the majestic Himalayan setting. The aarti provides a sense of spiritual upliftment and is one of the most cherished experiences of the Kedarnath pilgrimage. After spending some peaceful and spiritual time near the temple, I walked to my guest house, which was conveniently nearby. I had dinner there and rested for the remainder of the night. The next morning, when I stepped out of my room, I was stunned and awestruck by the breathtaking beauty of the majestic Himalayan backdrop behind the Kedarnath temple, which had been obscured by clouds the previous evening. The view was absolutely mesmerizing. I opted to stay at the new guest house managed by GMVN. It was a dormitory-style room with 8 beds, but it was clean and well-maintained, likely due to being newly constructed. The cost was 1,500 rupees, including dinner, though prices may vary depending on demand and the season. Before heading back to Phata, I wanted to visit the temple one last time. However, seeing the long queue to enter, which could have delayed my plans, I chose to offer my prayers from outside the temple instead. A short distance from the Kedarnath Temple is the Samadhi of Adi Shankaracharya, the great philosopher and reformer who is believed to have attained Samadhi, spiritual liberation, here in the 8th century. It is an important site for devotees and offers a serene atmosphere. As planned, I was ready to fly back to Phata, having booked a round-trip helicopter ticket. However, as I mentioned earlier, in the mountains, you must always expect the unexpected. Upon reaching the helicopter operator's counter in Kedarnath, I was informed that the helicopter had developed a technical issue and would not be flying that day. I was asked to return to Phata on my own. Initially, I was disappointed, but remembering my previous experience, I was somewhat mentally prepared for such situations. I decided to view this as an opportunity to explore the entire trekking trail from Kedarnath Temple to Gaurikund. I was left with two options: either complete the 16 km trek from Kedarnath Temple to Gaurikund on foot, which would take about 6 to 8 hours, or hire a mule, which would take 4 to 5 hours. I chose the latter, as I had already planned my itinerary for the upcoming days and wanted to avoid exhausting myself at that point. As it was nearing the end of the season, I was able to hire a mule for 1500 rupees. However, be aware that during peak season, the cost can be significantly higher. The trail passes through scenic Himalayan landscapes, waterfalls, and small rest points. It offers the most immersive journey through the serene beauty of the Himalayas.
So guys, हम अभी जा रहे हैं गौरी पॉइंट और फिर हम पहुंच रहे हैं यहाँ घोड़े चलेगी ना चार तीन कर दे चार ले लो 3
Those who plan to complete this trek on foot, be informed that the trail is well paved but involves steep inclines, requiring moderate to high physical fitness. Carry water, snacks, and rain gear. Start early in the morning to avoid fatigue and reach before evening. Carry warm clothing, as the temperature drops significantly at higher altitudes. The trekking trail concludes at Gaurikund. From there, you need to take a jeep to reach Sonprayag, where the motorable road begins. After visiting the Kedarnath Temple, I felt a deep sense of spiritual fulfillment, sense of accomplishment, peace, and tranquility. The journey to the temple, surrounded by the majestic Himalayan peaks, is not just a physical one, but also a transformative experience for many pilgrims. It often leaves pilgrims feeling spiritually enriched, mentally refreshed, and emotionally grounded. This marks the completion of my long-awaited spiritual journey to the Kedarnath Temple. However, it also signals the beginning of my upcoming incredible adventure to Adi Kailash, Om Parvat, and the view of Kailash Mansarovar from India. Stay tuned for my next video.